Welcome to FurMedia, where we provide a voice and social connection with furries from around the world. My name is Space, and I'm joined by my lovely host,
Punya.
and we welcome you guys to tonight's show. How is everyone doing? Not that you can answer right away, but we ask it anyways. We have a special guest with us tonight. Her name goes by many names. We can call her Albino Topaz. We can call her Taylor Lamar or Justin the Bieber.
Yeah, that's close enough.
As long as we have the.
The Biebs. Justin the Bieber. And she'll be our guest host for tonight as we're going to talk about fursuit dancing. But before we do that, we're going to go... we're going to talk a little bit about our host, or our guest host tonight. You may or may not know who she is, but she is a fursuit dancer, hails from Arizona? Yep. And we're on your page right now, your YouTube page. And you got a lot of cool videos here. You've got, let's see. Well, she posts a lot of crap on here. She's got like her Phoenix Comic Con 2012 video, and on almost all of those videos, you'll see her in some sort of fursuit, whether it's your Taylor suit or your Lamar suit. I really liked your deer in the headlights video.
Thank you.
I love the how to dance one.
Yep.
Oh gosh.
We shall show that video later on tonight. She's got some really cool ones though. She's got a lot of great moves, a lot of great advice, and that's why we're bringing her on tonight for this particular topic. Did I miss anything on your YouTube page?
I don't think so. I think that's about it. It's just a bunch of really old and uncomfortable videos, and that's about it.
Well, if you guys want to follow her, you can, and I'm going to pop this link here into chat real quick. There it is, right there. So if you just go to that link, you can subscribe to her, watch all her cool videos that come up every now and then, comment if you want to, whatevs, and watch that dance video. It's probably the best one. That should be on a dance competition right there, that little routine that you did. How to dance.
Oh, well, I'm gonna totally. Actually, for Anthrocon, I'm gonna start off with that.
That's awesome.
For my routine. Yeah, I'm gonna throw in the Bomberman music. Yeah.
Oh, that would be great. That'd be so epic.
Perfect.
But before we get into fursuit dancing, we do want to go over our sharing time. We haven't done sharing time for a while. So we asked you guys, and of course, if you didn't answer on Facebook, then you can go ahead and answer in chat now. Who is your favorite fursuit dancer? So go ahead and post your answers in the chat, and we'll read those off in a second. But we have a couple on here. Some of them I don't even know who these people are. Like Dwaddles. I have no idea. Or Doodles. I don't know who Doodles or Dwaddles is. So we got Dwaddles. Martin says Duke. Everyone knows Duke. Is he the one that has the roller skates on the bottom of his feet paws?
No, you're thinking of Bit. Duke has like the big collar and like the big fingers.
Oh.
They're both G-Sheps, but yeah.
Okay. Can never tell. We got Punya says Blue Thunder. I want to scream out White Lightning.
It's pink lightning.
No.
You're gonna do it right.
We got Onyx says Monsteroo before it was sold. So I wonder who owns it now. We got a few Mangusu and Telephone. Monsteroo, Mangusu, Telephone, Duke, Monsteroo, Telephone, good lord, Telephone. I'm just going to go ahead and just say Telephone for the rest of them. And we got Scroy. And I don't know who Four Dingo is.
Oh, Four. He's it's the all white suit, and it has like the people's eyebrow, and you've probably seen him, but
I probably
I don't know
recognize
how to explain
it.
the suit.
I'll have to Google it.
Yeah.
I'll have to, someone should send me a link. We got Atsu Fox. I don't know who that is either. Sky. Don't know who Sky is. Step. I've seen Step, another telephone. Someone said I am a fursuit dancer. That's great. And I think that's Sparky says roar. That's the first time Sparky literally shows up on that. So I would have thought Sparky would have shown up on that one a little bit more often. Did anyone say anything in chat that was different besides telephone?
We've got Tayer, of course. Mangusu. Let's see. Riger. Sky, Galen Strobes, and 4.
And Atsu.
And oh my God, Sparky.
And Scrat.
Getting the stragglers.
Well, that's fun. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and go into our topic tonight. It's fursuit dancing. It's been something that I've often wondered how the competitions work out. We see them go out on the floor. They put on a show for us. But what really goes into fursuit dancing? How do you get into it? Is there specific routines and requirements that you have to follow? You know, how do they stay in that? How do they not die on the dance floor? That's, because those things are like giant heating blankets as they're like lugging around on the dance floor itself. So all these different questions. We have a little layout and we're going to go with it. Not telephone, sorry, Tayer. Lamar.
Get it right.
I'm going to call you Latte.
Okay.
Okay, Latte. She'll be our expert tonight on these topics. So the first thing we're going to go over is dance competition requirements. And I want to know, do you have to have or meet specific requirements in order to register for a competition?
Not really. Geez, let me organize my thoughts. When it comes to the suit, you have to have at least a half suit. You can't just go out there in like a neko, ear, and tails. That's not much of a fursuit dance. Either that or a full suit. It's kind of different for like a requirement is just. Sorry, there's so much around it because every competition is based differently, and depending on how popular it is, it can be either you just get into the competition by signing up, or you have to go through a series of tryouts. Like if you go to Anthrocon, you're going to have to go through a series of trials, and then they call your number and whatnot. Or like recently, when I went to Rocky Mountain FurCon, it's a lot smaller, so basically I just emailed someone and then I was in. So it varies everywhere you go. So I could be saying something right now, but if someone decides to go join a dance competition, it could be completely different because they're trying to change stuff up all the time.
Do you have to pay to register?
No, definitely not. It's all free.
Oh, cool. That's cool. Because that'd be lame if you had to pay.
Yeah.
If I had to pay to go to a dance competition, I'd be like, screw this, damn caution in my room now. So...
If you win, we're just going to deduct your fee from your prize.
Yeah, that just works right there. Here's this complimentary vodka. What about experience? Does experience play a role? Like you said, there's tryouts. If I go into a dance competition and I try to go in a tryout and I'm not very experienced, obviously I don't have a very good chance of getting into the competition itself.
Well, I mean, that just comes with how well you can dance. If you are having to go through trials and to get into the spot into the dance competition, then you basically get in a big group of people and you just dance to a song they play, and if they enjoy what they're seeing, then you're picked. So yeah, it does definitely have to do with, I guess, really how well you can dance, just how well you can show yourself. And if you have something new or something interesting, then, they'll really take to that, because it can get very, very similar in the dance competition when it comes to dancing, which I am certainly guilty of. It's just, a lot of the same popping and locking, but,
It's a safe place.
Yes, it's what's shown through the costumes, so...
All I can say right now is every time you say dance, the only thing I'm thinking right now is the safety dance.
No, I mean, like when
we could dance if we want to.
No, no, I mean like when you're trying to be creative and all of a sudden, you know, you have a brain fart, then you're just going to immediately revert back to what you know to kind of pick you up, but it can also kind of be your downfall, even though it's something you know really well, just because it's been done, you know, so many times before.
Yeah.
And real quick for people in chat, I'm seeing some people saying that we're cutting off a lot. I'm just letting you know that we have perfect streaming on our end and we have no audio issues. So you might need to refresh your screen and see if that works, because sometimes that works for some people. Back to our show. Well, okay, so then you get into the dance competition, or you've submitted your email. Now you have to figure out routine, your music selection, you know, how long you're going to dance for. You got to choose whether you want to wear a full suit or a partial suit, or which exact suit you want to wear. So we're going to start off with like dance style. You said there's like a lot of popping and locking. Is there specific dance styles that people use to, I don't know, let's say to win or to gain
Their ace up the
points?
sleeve.
Yeah, yeah, there you go.
Not that I know of. I know right now something that's becoming a lot more big is doing a lot of groundwork. People who can, I guess, can do b-boy moves, you know.
What's a b-boy move?
It's like, you know, like windmilling, or I don't know any terms, so I'm gonna sound so handicapped here, but it's when, geez, I mean, I can think of it in my head, but I can't think of specific names. But it's just it's basically being able to get down at to some point degree, like on your hands and your feet, and being able to, you know, swing your feet around, or like I said before, a windmill, or just doing a lot of work that doesn't require just on your 2 feet, which I can see as a double-edged sword. I'm not too fond of groundwork unless the moves are big, because moves are so handicapped in fursuits. I mean, you're in this giant mascot basically, and most things that will show up amazingly in any other dance competition won't in a fursuit dance competition, because you can't see them under the suit, which I think is why a lot of people are taking to the regular, more of like popping and locking sort of dance moves, because it's what you can see, and it's what looks the most crisp in a fursuit, and it's the most appealing to look at.
Right. Well, it'd be kind of cool to see some groundwork, because I can imagine it'd be hard to do, especially in a big bulky suit like that.
Yeah.
Especially yours. Groundwork would be an interesting to see you do in yours.
She'd
without
trip
like
on her crotch, man.
She would.
I torture myself with digigrade. I mean, I have so many people out there asking me. They're like, "Well, I like your digigrade and whatnot, but do you recommend dancing a digigrade suit?" No. Oh my gosh, no. Do not, like, if you have a choice, if you enjoy a plantigrade suit and you're comfortable and you love it, that's what you should be dancing in. I mean, unless you have a really nice, comfortable digigrade. For me personally, I'm so stuck on digigrade because I make fursuits, and I got into the furry fandom because it's an art and it's just costuming and it's beautiful to me, and so I want to have that wonderful animal digigrade. But I mean, I have 6 inches of foam basically wrapped around my legs when I'm wearing Lamar. I mean, the last time I was at a dance competition, or not the last time, but the time before at Rocky Mountain FurCon, after the first 15 to 20 seconds, I was completely exhausted. And that's a 90-second dance. When you have that much foam around your legs and you just have to power through so much more than you would if you just had basically regular pants. And I think it can make something look really interesting, but I mean, there's so much more that goes into it, because you have to make your moves look bigger, and you have to move your legs more. And there's some digigrade that can be wonderfully comfortable and not stress as any problem, but if anyone wants to know so they can decide between digigrade or plantigrade, I would say definitely go with plantigrade if you want to dance. But that's just up to the person. I mean, it's what you want to put yourself through.
Yeah, well, it seems like that could also be a double-edged sword, because The Digigrade can provide some really cool effects, but when it comes to slick and pristine moves, it can get in the way and can make your routine almost disastrous.
Yeah.
It almost just depends. That's actually good to know. So someone said killer sauna weight loss system.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I think the worst I've ever lost is 7 to 10 pounds in a weekend.
So
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
so if you want to lose weight, invest in a fursuit.
But that was mostly water weight.
Gosh. Ew. Just like you're dancing in your own sweat.
Oh, basically. I mean, it's bad.
I bet. Now, of course, like dancing, your dance routine has to almost reflect the music that you're dancing to. Am I right on that? Or can you literally just put any dance routine to any song selection?
It depends on the song, but most of the time you have to know the song, whether you're choreographing it or you know it so well to where you can hit the beats. Makes the biggest difference.
Like, there's probably no chance that I'll see someone do Pop and Lock to a waltz song. Although it would be kind of cool if they did that. It'd be really fancy. It would almost put like a different spin on that kind of style. I'd like to actually kind of see that. It'd be neato.
Yeah.
But what kind of music do you typically go for?
Oh, that is so difficult. I mean, I have such a hard time trying to choose music. I want something that I obviously like, and something that is smart to dance to. Something that'll have a couple breaks in there, and something that'll have plenty of like strong beats. Not like, you don't want a solid dubstep song that looks awful. Or, I mean, you can throw it in there for a section, but you just can't solidly, go just trying to flail around to keep up to this beat. I mean, it depends on how you form your dance to the song, because I mean, I've seen people dance solidly to dubstep, but they know how to slow it down. They know how to figure it out. It's really just incorporating what you like, and I mean, what's comfortable to dance to, and just what hits a lot of beats. Like, I really like, oh geez, let me see.
Skrillex?
Skrillex is alright. I don't dance to him.
What? What are you shushing me for? If you listen to like half, if you listen to some of her music on her videos, some of it is Skrillex.
Oh yeah,
like
definitely.
her bangarang.
Bad. I'm just saying, it's like as soon as that's like the default music artist people go to when they start talking about dance music or dubstep. It's like,
well,
Skrillex.
it's actually it's your fault, Taylor, that I actually have. Now, this is not a bad thing. This is a good thing. It's your fault that I have an awesome music selection on Pandora now, because.
Oh, yeah.
The one video that she does is called Sunlight in her Bieber suit, and I loved that song. So then I found out who the person was, which is Bag Raiders, and that's one of my Pandora stations. And now I listen to that, and because of that song, it's introduced me to a whole new variety of music that I love to listen to.
Oh, I love that song to death. Most of the time when I have videos, I base them around the songs. I'll find a song, and then I'm like, I love this so much, I have to make a video around this, and that's where that came from, because I love that song so much, and I just decided to make a whole video about it. And that video,
it's a really cool video. The whole dance routine and the music that you chose, it works really well.
I was frustrated when I was editing it though, because it's almost like I swear I shot more footage than I needed, but then I didn't have enough when I was editing. So a lot of stuff in there is like kind of repetitive, and I don't know, the whole thing, like I wish I could have danced better, but it's just really awkward when you're on like a hiking site at a ski resort and you have these people walking by, with their like grandchildren staring at this dog dancing on the mountain. And I forgot my tripod, so my parents are filming it, and it's really embarrassing. It's just sort of like, this is the most awkward situation ever, with a giant dancing dog with like my dad filming it, and it's just
well, your dad must be like a steady tripod, because I didn't see any movements whatsoever in the camera. Oh, that would have been cool. Awkward moments with the family. Fursuiting. What's the average length and time in a fursuit dance competition?
Usually 90 seconds.
And we were talking about this last night, and I'm like, that doesn't seem very long, but then it is once you hit that dance floor.
Once you get in that, yeah, once you get on the dance floor, it is a long time. I mean, the dance goes by so fast, but when you're suffocating and ready to die, that's when you're ready for the song to be over. So 90 seconds is perfect. I mean, the first time you go to edit your music and you just feel like, because you want to, like, I like to mash different songs together. It just makes it more exciting. And it seems like you have no time to do that. But I mean, once you figure out a routine and you go out there, it is so important to have like that length or shorter of a dance because I've, I mean, at least when I was in Colorado, I was not used to the altitude and I suffocated so fast. I mean, I thought I was gonna have to, after I stopped the dance, I thought I was gonna have to like basically give him a cut sign and run off and take my head off because I couldn't breathe. But yeah, I mean, for some reason, I have such a hard time breathing in all of my, um, and during all my dances, because I need to, I just have such thick digigrade in my suits. I'm just trying to work on better ventilation and whatnot. But I mean, because you can basically see at all the dances, or the ends of the dances of the dance competitions I do, you can always see me breathing so hard in that suit when I'm done. I'm always so jealous when I watch other people dance. It's like they could just run a marathon in their suit and they're like not even tired because like they finished like this awesome routine and they're just not even like
They're not even winded.
yeah, seriously.
What are they on?
Now, I have a question for you in regards to that. Um, do you still have the same physical hang-ups, just regular suiting, that you mentioned, that you do when you're dancing, or is it just completely different because you're not doing as strenuous of an activity?
Um, you mean like because the way the suit is, or
Yeah, just because of all the extra padding and stuff that you mentioned it or that you mentioned before.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's. I mean, it's so hard to tell because I've never danced. I've never even worn a plantigrade suit, so I don't even know what that feels like. But I can. Yeah, I'm pretty positive. Definitely. Actually, no, certainly because I've worn telephone before, and I felt like I could just.
What?
Oh yeah, I've worn that suit before. It is so comfortable. I mean, that suit I could just go on forever in because I mean, wonderful ventilation and very comfortable. And it's like I could just keep dancing and dancing and dancing. And then I go put one of my suits on, and I'm basically turning into a waterfall of sweat. It's disgusting.
Let's add some chainmail to that. Put
Mm.
some more weight in there. Put some ankle weights into your feet paws.
I'm gonna sew dumbbells in my fursuit.
Oh my
And,
gosh.
yeah, do curls.
What you doing? Working out. Call this the curl. It's a new dance move. Try it out.
Oh, I want to do that so bad. I always want to join a competition, like go all out on the tryouts, and then do something awkward and terrible when it's like the actual dance competition, like something important to like Anthrocon. Like, I mean, go out with all this like awesome like aura and just looking great, and then I just take out a dumbbell and I just start doing curls for 90 seconds.
That that would be great. I would applaud. I'd be screaming out loud, "Woo!" And I'd probably be the only one doing that.
No, because I'd be next to you doing the same.
Oh. We'll come out there and join you.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be great. um, so then with fursuit dancing, now the fursuit itself, you can go partial and you can go full suit. Are there going to be, obviously there's going to be advantages and disadvantages, but what would the advantages and disadvantages be of using a partial versus a full suit?
Um, movement, it was probably not even, you can't even, probably can't even compare the movement of from a from a partial to a full suit. I mean, you have so much more movement, way more airflow. You won't get hot as fast. Um, it's probably a lot more comfortable and a lot easier if you're in a partial, but it's not as visually pleasing, I guess I could say. when you have a partial, because you see someone go out in a full suit, and they're rocking everything, and they're doing the best they can, and but then you have someone in a partial, and it's a lot easier. And I don't know, I mean, that's me personally, but that's because I do I make costumes for the art of it, so I like seeing the costume.
You know, I saw a video. It's probably like one of Sparky's first like dance videos, and it was up at, I think it was at AC. And she's wearing a partial, and it was interesting because it looked like those total like they were like furry go-go boots basically. And then there's like these tiny skinny ass legs and her tiny skinny body, and then you have these huge paws like on her hands, and then you got this huge fursuit. She's like this tiny body, but it almost worked out because you could see like this fluid, smooth movements as she's like dancing across the stage and stuff. And I'm like, this is actually kind of cool looking.
Yeah, some people can get it to work really well, because I've seen what you're talking about. And when I think it was just before she had her full suit, and she was doing the partial, and she just had all this stuff on her. I think she has like a blue. I don't want to say a Zentai suit, but she had like blue sleeves underneath that like covered up her arms. I thought it looked awesome, looked great. Or it's like Atsu Fox. I don't know. It's like everything he's wearing with his suit, even though it's just like feet, extended legs, and then hands and a head and tail. I don't know. All of his stuff just works with what he's wearing. And then there's some people who I think they just work on their wardrobe when they go out there. Like, it needs to be comfortable, but I mean, I've seen a fursuit dancer out on stage and their jacket is falling off, and that's something you need to.
That's part of the show. That's part of that's a part of the burlesque show.
Right, hon. Wrong stage.
Well, that's for Califer. Never mind. Well, okay. Now, I don't know if it was you who said this, but I remember seeing someone commenting about maybe your fursuit does have stripes on it, right? Like green stripes around the arms.
Right.
And that looks really visually pleasing when you're doing specific moves with your arms, or when you're turning around and doing specific moves. Do you ever think about like what colors would look good when you're dancing, or you just come up with a design and go for it?
Originally Terra was created just for like a fun design, until later. I mean, I guess I just got lucky with doing the stripes, because it is very visually pleasing to look at when that's like basically moving around on the dance floor. And yeah, I mean, I'm creating a new Taylor very soon, and I am just ripping my hair out trying to find that perfect design, because it's something that I want to think looks wonderful, but then it also has to look very well rounded when it's dancing. There's a lot of points on the fursuit that look. I'm trying to think of them. I mean, there's a couple of points on the suit that I think look the best when you have different colors on them, like on the elbows. If you have a bright color on the elbow, or maybe around the hand area, or on the legs, like I have rings on the legs, on my midpoint, on my arms, kind of on like sectioned areas. And probably the most, I guess, smartly placed area the rings are on his tail, legs, and arms, because that's what's moving. I mean, the tail's just kind of following, but it just sort of keeps the suit in flow.
This is Taylor like what, 1.0 or 2.0?
Oh geez,
because you've had like 3, haven't you?
I have had, that head is the third head. That body is my second body. Yeah, and then the hands and the feet, I still have those hands. Those are my first pair of hand paws I ever made.
See if I can find some other ones. I know I've seen your fursuit. So while I'm looking for that picture, we're going to move into the next segment, which is before and during the competition itself, the performance. And one of the things I want to know is when you're creating your routine, do you start your routine out of suit, or do you actually create your routine while you're in suit so you can see which works, like what moves work and stuff?
I usually think of a routine, which I actually just a disclaimer, I have yet to actually fully choreograph a dance yet, but I plan to do that for AntherCon. But when I do plan out a dance, I always start it out of suit. And then, you know, I have to keep in mind, like, keep big movements. Like, make sure you're not doing a small movement, because when you go to throw that suit on, you know, you're going to be SOL. So, I'll kind of figure out my routine, and then I'll go try my suit on and see how well I can breathe. And that's probably the most important part, because dance moves, as long as you're making them big, they'll show up, and so you can figure out a good routine. But the thing that always throws me off is I'm not giving myself enough time to breathe. I practiced for RMFC dance competition with basically the body like halfway around my body, and I had my head without the head on, and I was doing great. You know, I could breathe through the whole thing. I had it all figured out. But then when I went down to the actual dance competition, not only does your nerves wind you before you go out on the stage, but once I had the head on, it was like the difference of night and day. I mean, I lost my breath immediately. So that's something that people have to keep in mind. Like, a big one is you will basically lose a lot, like, off of your nerves when you're standing there before you get out onto the actual stage. You're going to be exhausted before you even start dancing. At least that's what happens to me. It's, oh gosh, does it suck.
I'm actually laughing at this picture.
Oh,
because I was trying to find your fursuit, but you look.
that
When you look at this picture, I mean, look how skinny she is, and then, bam! You got this like lower half here that just like totally dominates it.
Yeah, I used to go around like that all the time, or I still do. Although now I'm trying to not wear only a sports bra underneath it, so I can protect the suit more and not get it as sweaty. But yeah, that picture, I'm making such an uncomfortable face in that picture. It looks weird. Jeez, that was like 2 years ago. That was the iron fursuit. We had to make a fursuit in less than 30 minutes, and that's lovely.
That's what this thing is right here.
Yeah, and they gave you like limited materials, and we had to make it really quickly. So
that's kind of cool. But these are the new feet paws right here. I can't imagine what dancing in those are like.
Yeah, yeah.
That's supposed to be hard. Do you practice with friends when you do your dance routine?
If friends are around, yes. Usually no, because again, I'm just, you know, friends aren't around. But before a dance competition, we'll go out and just kind of practice, because practice makes everything a lot better. I always recommend to everyone that you practice before you go out, especially if you're freestyling. You know, just get warmed up, and that's the way it is for honestly basically any strenuous physical activity or sport. If you just go out and get yourself warmed up and practice, it's always better. I mean, most of my dance videos that I post on online are second takes, because the second take is always better, even if I'm totally exhausted from the first one.
All right. Okay. I've had someone ask me this question too, and I want to know, how do you keep on beat in a dance competition when it's possibly the music's being muffled through your fursuit head?
That is something I've always been, you know, I'm always scared of every dance competition. It's just the music's got to be loud enough, and usually it is. Usually, you know, and you just, I mean, you have to know the song very well to know when it is. But usually, I mean, they're blasting music in there, so you can hear. There should be no problem. If you can't hear it, then that's something that you need to talk to the actual people about, because that's sort of a
sounds like a
thing.
Personal problem.
Yeah.
Have you ever forgotten your routine, like mid, or just gotten out on the floor and just totally it's gone?
No, I usually I'll kind of, I don't, I kind of, there's different spots in the songs that I will plan out a routine, like little spots in the song, and I've never forgotten them, but most of the song or most of the dance is just filler in between those actual choreographed spots, and that can be the death of me so badly, because I'm anticipating what's coming up, And so I'm doing these like awful little filler, like really repetitive, and then I'm like, oh, here's my mark, and then I hit it, you know, like really hard, and I'm like, yeah, it was great. And then I'm like waiting for the next thing, and I'm doing a little jig, and it's like you kind of have to just space yourself from it and realize, you know, the in between is just as important as the things that I've actually choreographed. So
So it doesn't really even matter too, because it's not like they know your competition routine. So whether you were just to stand there and be like, "I'm pumping iron," they think that's part of your competition, right
yeah,
there.
that's the good thing. I most of the time I hate watching my own dance videos. I mean, I can see everything that's wrong in it because, you know, I'm the one who choreographed it. So
You're the hardest. That would be no, that would be hilarious if you were just to do like in between, you know, your major moves. If you just literally had a dumbbell and you were just pumping iron,
oh my gosh, I want to do that so
and
bad.
then like your cue comes up and then you're like, okay, here we go, and then you just like do your dance move. It's like super hardcore because it's kind of like not necessarily it's funny, but it's almost like making fun of all those who actually do work their whole song completely out because you're planning out your power moves throughout the song, but you're kind of just like, is it here yet? I'm at 23, 24. Okay, here we go.
I'm gonna do that. I'm writing it down on a piece of paper right now so I don't forget because that sounds wonderful. I mean, I just want to like go hard and then just start crunching a dumbbell with my arm.
Someone needs to take some humor into this fandom with these competitions too, because they can get so like competitive that there needs to be a humorous break somewhere.
Yeah, that's. I know some people. I think. Yeah, I think Duke. A lot of time he can have, or actually almost every time he has wonderful routines and he has a lot of humor in him. I love watching his stuff because that's what it needs. You know, it needs humor. I mean, you're dancing in a giant smiling animal costume. It's not all serious, you guys. You can calm down. It's just for fun. But I mean, but then there are people who have spent so long. I mean, I think that's why it's so torn between like, you know, hey, calm down, it's for fun, or hey, we're going to take this serious, because some people spend, you know, hours and hours and hours into this dance routine and just, you know, sweat, blood, and tears trying to get it right. And then there's someone who just goes out there for fun. So it's really back and forth, but everyone just needs to learn that it's just for fun. Like, don't ever be nervous or afraid of being like shown up, or, you know, because I have a lot of people being like, oh no, like I was placed, you know, right behind like Mangusu, you know, so he's going to go out and he's going to do wonderfully, and then I'm going to come out on stage. And it's like, you know, people need to remember that it's just for fun. I mean, if you go out and someone's like, wow, that's not good, then there's something wrong there. You know, there's something wrong with that person, you know, because that's just sad. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't all have to be serious.
It doesn't. This whole fandom can't be serious. Hey,
Ever.
check it out! Check it out! I've like telephone, and I'm like, why are you guys screaming out her name? Stop screaming out her name. She's not here. And there she is.
Hello.
Such a dork in this. Okay, so when new fursuit dancers come out, do you suggest them going with something small, or go ahead and just go for the whole enchilada and just go out with a bang, whether you do good or not?
Oh, of course. I mean, geez, just always go out. I mean, just try and leave behind your like your worries, or, you know, you should always go all out, because that just makes it all the more better. You know, just make yourself proud. You know, take risks. um, do the foot stomping and the risking. I can't remember my own video. Whatever.
Foot stomp.
Yeah. What did I even say in my video? It was like, do the foot stomping, and it doesn't matter.
And when you're, you need
We'll
to
see you
shake.
soon.
You need to shake your head.
Yeah,
You gotta shake your head like crazy, cause like you're like doing your like you're shaking your head like crazy, and then you have your head on. And you're kind of doing like the not like the Roxbury kind of like head bump, and you're barely just like
Yeah.
moving it.
Oh yeah, and schwaving. I said schwaving.
Schwaving.
I still have a scar on my shin from that video. My God, that last bit where
Mother
like
of
I put it all
God.
together, and when I threw my legs over my head and hit that easel, I was bleeding, and when I was like laying on the floor after that, I was like, oh my god, this hurts so bad. But I just had to lay there for the shot. I had to get the shot, and I was just like screaming inside of my Taylor head. And I still to this day have like a little bit of a scar on my
I can't
chin.
believe you hit that art easel too. And I'm like, she's gonna ruin her suit.
Oh, it hurt so bad.
I saw that, and the first thing I thought was, there are so many sharp edges on that object.
Yeah. It doesn't even look like I hit it that hard in the video either, so it's
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, so it's like so degrading, you know. I'm sitting here whining about it, and I got a scar, but it looks like I barely even nicked it, but whatever.
For the love.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna move into our last segment, and then we're gonna go into open topic where we'll talk about questions that people have asked, and then if you guys have questions as well. So the benefits of fursuiting. This is one thing that I started to notice. Is there a benefit for a fursuiter to get better known in the fandom if he or she enters the dance competition, whether they win or not?
Yeah, I mean, you have to have some form of talent. You know, in a way, you have to have something that catches people's eyes. You know, that's how anyone gets noticed in life. You do something that other people think is special or very talented. I do think, and this is just from what I've loosely noticed, I could be completely wrong, but I feel like people are trying to enter the whole dance community for the popularity. But I don't want to say that. I don't want people to think like, oh, I can't, you know, I don't want to do this dance competition because I don't want to be thought of as trying to get popular. Like no, it's just for fun, and everyone should go and do it. But I don't know. I think people get just like the wrong idea about it, because for some people, it can be a bulletproof way of just basically getting up there. But again, you have to have some form of talent. I mean, if you're doing something that people like, then people are going to love you. And if you keep going, then your face is just going to get just thrown around more. And just, I mean, again, you have to entertain, you know, you have to be enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, I don't really care about the popularity in this fandom. I just enjoy, like, for instance, I just like putting on shows and I like talking to cool people. Who doesn't like talking to a cool person?
Yeah, I do not get the popularity in the fandom. Like, I will never understand it, ever. Like, I mean, dead serious, people are like, oh, you're so popu-fur. I'm like, what does that even mean? I film myself hitting my shin on my easel and people go and compliment me for it. I mean, that's okay, but I mean, I don't know. And then there's those people who are like, "Oh gosh, I hate poppy furs," but it's like, wait, but it's the people watching you that makes you popular. You don't actually have any say in it. Like,
yeah.
Okay, it's like this whole back and forth, really weird tug of war that people just need to calm down about. I mean, it's like, I feel like if you're making a difference in the world, like, then it should be looked at more closely. But as a fursuiter, I'm not actually doing anything important right now, so I don't know why people would consider, I guess, me or anyone else popular. But I mean, popularity is just something that happens naturally. I mean, if people swarm around something, then that's now popular.
As long as you're not a turd Ferguson about it, I'm okay with you being popular. So
yeah, some people like to let it get to their heads, which doesn't make any sense to me. But well.
Like, if you ever let it get to your head, I will fly out to Michigan and slap you in the face and say no. You
can just euthanize me, because
have you ever honestly? Can you ever honestly see me being some kind of
jerk,
stuck-up poppy fur though? In
No.
This fandom?
No.
I
No.
can't either.
Oh man, don't.
But you know what? You can always feel free to fly over any other time I'm doing something stupid and slap me in the face.
I will. And I'll run away because I know you're gonna slap back. Knowing you.
Probably.
Well, that's our main topic. Now we're gonna go into open topic here, We have already asked questions or asked people to submit their questions via Facebook and for Affinity and Twitter. So we're going to go check those first. For you guys who are in chat, all 73 viewers of you, awesome, by the way. What we want you to do is if you have a question, I want you to put it in bold, and only questions are in bold. If you just want to continue chatting, then do not put your your chats in bold, because we'll get confused as to what a question is and what it's actually not. So go ahead and start submitting your questions in bold, and Punya, if you want to read those off, whatever they have, I'm going to go look for the questions.
Okay. Katana Rose asks, do you ever get stage fright, and how do you deal with it when you get to it?
Yes, very, very badly. Once I'm out there, it's not so bad, but when you're standing behind the curtain and waiting to go, I mean, I feel like I'm going to collapse because my legs get weak, my legs start to shake, and I'm already out of breath. And I'm still trying to find basically like a remedy to getting rid of that. I try to move. I mean, I will start jumping, and I'll start doing jumping jacks, and I will do anything. I mean, as long as I'm not tiring myself out, just move my legs, because my legs start to get weak so quickly when I'm getting ready to go out. So, I mean, honestly, the only thing I can say and what somewhat works for me so far is just move. Move your legs. Make sure they don't go dead on you.
And jerk your head.
Yes, and then roll on the floor.
Maple Elliott says, I love dancing but can't do freestyle. I like doing choreographed dancing. I've been thinking of doing something for a masquerade at a FurCon. Do you know anything about how those work?
You know, I haven't entered a masquerade yet.
Masquerade.
I mean, paper faces on parade.
Yes. Yes. So glad.
You know, I'm pretty sure it's somewhat similar to a dance competition. You know, you think of your routine, and then you go out there, show them, and then the judges say something, and you leave. So yeah, I mean, I guess just choreograph something you really like, and then you'll go out there and just give them your best. I mean, really, as far as I know, it's basically the same as a dance competition, but you know, it's a masquerade, so it's not just solid dancing.
Wow. Sorry, there's a question in there. Will you come make scrambled eggs and devour the unborn with me?
I've already done that. I'm sorry.
Oh.
But of course, it'll be fun. I could do that.
Okay, so on For Affinity, Sierra K9 says, I'm never able to watch the live streams due to class, but do watch them on YouTube as soon as I can. I do have 2 questions for Albino Topaz. The first one being, do you try and choreograph moves to the music beforehand? Like practice dancing to the song before versus freestyle?
Yes, most of my stuff is freestyle. For my dancing, depending on the song, if it's a song I really like, then I'm going to try and choreograph a little bit, but most of the time it's freestyle. But whenever I go out for a competition, there's a little bit of choreography. I mean, again, it's all about just knowing the song you're dancing to, so you can hit beats, or when a part of the song is coming up, you're like, okay, I'm gonna do like this cool move here, and then you go on just kind of freestyling.
Okay, and then the second one is are there any good, in parentheses, or any at all, dance videos for fursuiters other than the one you have?
I'm sorry, but I'm the best you're gonna get, so just follow my tutorial and you'll win.
Awesome.
It's a sure winner. How long, Puzzle Dragon asks, how long have you been dancing for?
Dancing. Not very long. Well, it's probably about as long as I started making fursuits. I think I started actually dancing either my freshman or my sophomore year of high school, so it's been about like 3 to 5 years, maybe 4.5, 5 years of dancing. And that's just, you know, just checking out other people and just self-teaching myself. So
okay, we're gonna finish off the ones here on For Affinity, and we'll switch back to chat, and then we'll go to Facebook. So
All right,
everyone,
I've been keeping track of them all.
okay,
So
good.
I have quite a list.
The last dragon asks, "Did you teach yourself to dance by like watching others, or just like going with it and experimenting?"
Yes, I basically I got into it. Telephone. I have so much to thank to her for it because I used to watch her wicker videos, and she used to do like body rolls where I don't know how to explain them.
Wait, is she wicker as well?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm wondering who this.
Remain Sona.
Wondering who this wicker chick is. Freaking, cake batter confetti fursuit. That's what it looks like.
It's delicious. Yeah, and she's the one who got me into it, and I used to be it's so weird. I used to be such a fangirl of Eno, and then now she's my best friend, so it's just like weird to think about it. I mean, I always remember like my first con, I was trying to space myself from her because I was so afraid of being annoying. In fact, I was so terrified that the Saturday night of I don't even know if I told her this, but Saturday night of the convention, I had a dream that she chased me around with a shotgun because I was so annoying at the con. I was so terrified of annoying her. But either way, yes, yeah, I learned mainly from watching other people, and then now I'm trying to make up my own stuff. I do have a really bad habit of throwing in just sort of subconsciously. I have done that so much with Mangusu stuff, and I just want to apologize for that because I feel like a piece of junk. I mean, like, I feel so bad, like, because I've had moments where I'm like, oh, sweet, I'm gonna go just, watch one of his videos just for fun, and then I'm like, okay, let me go make a dance video, and subconsciously I will do something that he just did in a dance video, and I'm like, did I seriously just do that when I watch the playback? And that's just, a lot of people do that, and that's just, watching, and then subconsciously you throw it in, but I'm trying to, work out my own moves and not, basically, I don't want to be like I'm stealing from other people, but most people, especially I think in the fur community, they learn off of other people, and you've got to start somewhere. So,
a lot of these questions from the Ice Dragoness have already been answered, so I'm gonna go over some of the ones that haven't. For instance, is it easier to dance with a dropped crotch fursuit or a normal crotch fursuit?
Oh, that should be pretty self-explanatory. No, it is not easier to drop or dance with a drop crotch fursuit. You basically, if you want to know what it's like, tether your knees together and then go bust a move.
I would love to try to do that.
Yeah, it's not, I like it because I've been doing it for so long, so it's like I'm so used to the feeling of when I jump out and then spread my legs out, I can feel this tension between my thighs. I'm sorry, this is sounding so weird, but like, because I don't know, you have that weight to it, and I'm just so used to being like, okay, this is my limitation, and this is where I'm going, and this is as far as I can dance. I'm just used to that because I don't know. I mean, because I know what it looks like on the outside. I know how my suit looks when it moves. So when I can feel basically like the dropped crotch or the tensions of my own fursuit, I like it a lot. But most people who aren't used to it, it sucks. And that's actually, I think that's one of the reasons why Mangusu sold Monsteroo, because it sucks to dance in if you don't like it, It's so much extra work, and it can really limit your potential. So.
And then the last one from the dancing questions of this person. How often do you trip over your own tail, and would you suggest tying it up when dancing?
I've never tripped over my own tail. It's not long enough to actually get myself tied up in it. It'll move around and I'll step on it a lot, but I've never, it's a loose end. It doesn't like catch anything. And you can tie it up. I mean, it can take away from moves if it's like around your feet like area and you're trying to do some like footwork and whatnot. But most of the time it shouldn't matter. I mean, unless you have like a mile-long tail that's dragging around, but it's something I don't think people should worry about unless they want to keep their tail nice and clean.
I don't have to worry about that. I've got this short stub bear tail, so I wish it curled because it's a husky. It should be like a short like curl of a husky tail, but oh well, I'll work with it. It was given to me for a Christmas present. I'm not going to complain. So
there you go.
Yeah. All right, into the chatters.
Okay. Razzie asks, what was your first public dance performance? Which convention, and was it a dance competition, exhibition, what have you?
Oh,
What say you?
well, other than just dancing out in the middle of a convention floor, it honestly very recently, I guess, MFF 2012 was my first fursuit dance competition ever, and I go to conventions all the time, but I'm always going to anime cons because that's what's convenient. That's what's here in Arizona. I mean, they just now made Arizona FurCon, which is wonderful, but I don't usually have the chance to get out to out of state cons. So that was my first one at MFF 2012.
You should go to Anime Bonsai up here in Salt Lake. That's a
Yeah,
big one, apparently.
I heard about that. I'm curious how big it is.
It's huge.
I'll have to check it out.
Google it.
Do you know if it's during the summer or do you know the dates?
I think it's either August, September, or October. I think it's those.
Okay, because I probably could make it in August because I'm in Utah for the summer, so
Cool.
perhaps.
Fun-tacular. What's the next question?
Charizard asks, can I draw you something?
Charizard.
Yes, of course. I love getting
Well, there
art.
you go. Nameless Noob asks, how long have you been making your fursuits, and how many designs did you have to scrap before getting it right?
Um, I started my first fursuit. I think I was either 13 or 14 years old. I was in 8th grade. So that's been what? Once. That's been about like 6 years. Um, and I didn't really scrap designs too much when I first started because I was dumb enough to be like, hey, I made something. This is wonderful. This is my persona, and then go make it. But I'm just now trying to really slow down and figure out my designs. Like Lamar was an idea I had for so long, and I was designing that guy off and on for over a year. And I really wanted to take it carefully, and I just wanted it to be a wonderful design. And I think I recommend that so highly with people, especially if you don't make fursuits and you're gonna go pay, $1,000+ for a costume. Really, really plan it out. Get something that you think like describes you perfectly, and you'll just be that much more happier with it.
Mm. I agree.
I concur. I use the fancy word.
You get a gold star.
Darn right I do.
Mizuchita asks, do you enjoy performing or making fursuits more?
Oh, performing? Oh my gosh, I pull my hair out when I'm making my suits. I am really bad at doing everything last minute. And it'll become a point where it's like I'm getting all this acne off of stress, I'm not sleeping. I love making suits because I like seeing them come together, but again, I have such a bad knack of doing everything last minute and being like, oh, I gotta get this suit done by now. I'm skipping classes and not gonna do tests, so it's if I could actually slow myself down and get stuff done, I would probably enjoy making fursuits a lot more. But I mean, I do love making them, but what you want is the end result, so performing is the best.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure something out here. It's a surprise. What's the next question? Why are you so cool? That's my question. Until we figure out the next one.
I am so cool because uh, I don't know how to answer that. I like Z's and I like frowny faces, and that's my only trait.
What was the last question we asked, Punya? Is she still there? Did she go away?
I'm here.
Oh.
She disappeared. Where is my host? What was the last question that we asked?
Hold on, I'm backtracking.
There's so many questions.
We just finished talking about whether Topaz likes performing or making suits more.
Okay.
Okay. I do have another one. I've got a bunch. You guys are asking good questions. Dat for though says, "What is the best way to learn how to dance?" And I think this would be a great moment to queue up that how to dance video.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Go watch my Peter Pan face.
This is a great video, folks. You are in for a real treat. Here we go.
I'm gonna go leave the room while this plays.
No.
Gosh.
I love the music.
There is actually, oh god, yeah. There's a mistake in this video. During this whole, there's one scene. It's the scene where I'm flipping, and the easel is already in the background or something. I can't remember where it was.
Well, see, now that you've said that, I'm gonna totally look for it.
Yeah, go look for it. It's when I'm like doing cartwheels. The easel's already in the background, even though I haven't done that shot.
The drop crotch looks huge.
That was an actual real take because I forgot that I didn't have the tail, and I got so pissed.
Yes, here it is. Oh.
She's like, "What are you doing in my shot?"
Jeez.
That's how you dance.
Yay.
Oh, that's the so lovely. That last part's just great.
I hate that ending because after I spit out the crab mouth, I sit there for a second because I didn't know what I was gonna do because I had banana, water, and food dye in my mouth, and it was disgusting. And I threw my suit on, and I'm like, okay, just puke it out. And then like after I puked it, I like sat there, and then I like laid my head down. I'm like, oh, what a terrible. I should have just like cut that faster because it just didn't like it.
It's just like
yeah.
That is grand. Let's see. I'm going to some of these questions here.
Okay. This one was asked a couple of times. But Blackbind Wolf asked, I know this is kind of a dumb one, but what made you want to be a furry, and what started, what made you want to be furry, and what started you, basically, how did you come to the fandom? It was worded strangely.
Well, originally, I was the mascot a day at my middle school, and I liked that, and I ended up asking the teacher if I could borrow it for Halloween, and somehow he let me, and I had so much fun in that Falcon mascot costume on Halloween. I'm like, I want to buy my own mascot. I go online, and it's like $2,000. I'm like, this is crazy, and, you know, it's just kind of from that and searching. And then later on, I found Beast Cub's Wolf Quad Suit video, and I loved that to death, and so I ended up making my own Wolf Quad Suit, which is ugly as sin. And like, I mean, that was my first thing. I remember I used to say, like, I'm never gonna make a two-legged fursuit, only like a quad suit, because I mean, I didn't get the whole furry thing. for a while I just wanted to make a really cool costume, and in a way I'm still kind of like that. You know, I still actually have problems where like I can't tell if I should call myself a furry or not, because you know, a lot of the anthropomorphic stuff I think can be cool, but I really just don't care. I started to me it's just an art. I'm an artist. I want to make costumes, and it's so much fun to just wear a mask. Anyone can say that, you know. It's fun to put on a costume and assume a role is something else, and that's what it started as. And then, you know, I started watching and then I loved her stuff to death, and I'm like, you know, I want my own character. I want to start dancing, and that's just what made me more, I guess, of a furry. If you want to consider me as a furry, I guess that just is whatever your definition of it is. I mean, a lot of times I feel like I should call myself a furry since I walk around in a giant dog fursuit, but I don't know. It's really back and forth for me.
One who wears fur.
Yes.
I think when we pose that question, I think a better way to say it would be, how did you come into the fandom? Because there are people in the fandom that don't really identify with the specific character, or, you know, go as extreme with the fandom as some. But I think that would encompass it a little better.
Right, yeah. Because if people ask if I'm a furry, usually I just say, no, I'm an artist, you know, because first people will just sling around the word furry, and then they're like, you know, and then there'll be someone doing a double take, like, oh, what, a furry? Do you know what that is? It's like, I'm pretty sure I know what a furry is more than you do.
Oh, let's see. I hope you're ready for more questions, because there are a lot.
There are so many questions.
I love questions to death. I love when people ask me stuff.
Good. Omadon asks, do con badges weigh down your neck as you dance?
No, not at all. But I mean, when you go into a dance competition, you don't wear your badges, because those would just flail around, and I think you could actually probably rip it off by accident. But whenever I'm around a con and just dancing for fun, I don't even notice it. I mean, you can't see it, and you can't feel it. Basically, it's not even there when you're wearing the fursuit.
Molly asks, do you have different dance styles for your different suits?
Not really, but in a way, I think everyone has a different dance style when they get into different suits. At least that's what I've noticed with myself personally. It's just what your limitations are in one suit and what they aren't in another. With Bieber, I can probably do way more and do it more comfortably. I tend to do more arm stuff in Bieber, and I don't know why. You know, I don't have to stay stagnant in him. But I think generally I keep everything the same.
You feeling more of the beebs in your arms.
Never say never.
I need to do more with it. I want to piss people off with that fursuit. That's the whole reason why I made it a Bieber fursuit.
You should go down to Florida then. Show up in a swanky car.
I'll buy a really
with
nice
telephone on your side.
Yeah.
What's up, yo?
Hey, Beeps. Swaggy.
Let's see.
JM Foxfire says, I have a fursuit head and I want to put a fan inside. How small can it fit?
You know, I've never put a fan in my fursuit before, but I do know when people buy fans, generally it's computer fans, because that's what fits. It's just however big the head is, and if you can fit it in there, you know, it's got to be big enough to where you can have the fan and then the battery pack. So, and again, I don't know too much about it because I've never done that in my own fursuit, so.
I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck is up with these little, like, husky mouse things on stage behind you?
Husky. Oh! Yeah, the Jacabras, the Pastel Patrol.
Who's the Pastel Patrol?
They are, they're basically, two of them are friends, and one of them is, well, I'm not going to get into it. He's now an ex, and it's just...
Oh, okay. Let's not go into it.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm just like trying to figure out, like, does she now have like this entourage? What is this?
Basically, no, but they're still going. It's still growing. There's a red one, there's Rot, and then there's going to be Lila, which is my friend, that one fan. So she's going to be the lavender one. And I'm still, you know, trying to fix up that last one. but they're basically, the whole joke of them was they're just kind of like almost like bouncers. You know, they're kind of just like they're a
Oh.
patrol, and they just kind of walk behind me, and I wanted them to have the ears facing forward and like these huge round eyes so they could just like surround someone and make them cry.
Okay.
So yeah, so they're just basically like a big posse that just kind of goes around, and I hated making those fursuits. I mean, they're not much, just a head and hands, but that was just so much stress to get those done. They are the biggest rush job ever, but I'm so proud with the result of them because they're so much fun to see walk around. Yeah.
Oh. I found a cute photo. Next question.
Let's see. Okay. Geek Chick asks, what is the worst thing that has happened to you during a dance competition?
Mm,
I ran into an easel.
yeah. This is kind of gross. I actually just remembered this, and I don't even know how to explain it because I don't know what happened. I My first dance competition ever. I just went so hard at it that some like a piece of, I mean, this is gonna sound gross, but a piece like of skin or something, like this used to happen to me when I had my wisdom teeth pulled, but something just blew out of my mouth and onto the nose area of my fursuit, so it was like on my face, and it was like dead skin from the mouth. It was,
Oh.
I mean, it's just like no one could see it, but internally I was like, this smells weird and I feel uncomfortable. What just happened? So I mean, it was like a big red piece of meat just came from my gums. Like I summoned this skin and blew it out my mouth. I mean, it was just creepy, but yeah,
Oh.
it was nasty.
Gross. Well, there's lunch
didn't
for
know you
later
had
on.
Oh, you didn't know you had superpowers, did you?
Yeah, it's,
That's cool. Well, I mean, it's not cool.
Oh.
That sucks, but
I was, it's weird when it happened.
She will scream meat at you.
Ah! um, all the Z's and frowny faces. Wait, what? Is that a question? What? Okay, what is with
Hey,
the Z's and?
I'm handling the question.
Are you? Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
I
I've got
will.
a big list. I've been saving everybody.
Cool. Then I will just continue looking up pictures and stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Helios Koken asks, what advice would you give to a new fursuiter that never did a dance competition?
Just keep your feet under you. Just, I guess, just try to keep calm and just remember it's just for fun. You know, don't psych yourself out or get all scared or anything. Just, I mean, I guess just practice, and then hopefully if you have someone who's taking a video of it, you can just basically watch your own feedback and just critique yourself, try to get better from it, know what you did wrong. But I mean people just have to remember it's so crucial that it's for fun. Like, don't psych yourself out about it too much. You don't have to worry about looking bad if a poppy fur goes before you. Just have fun. That's it. Just remember that.
First, just wanna have fun. Oh.
Mizuchita asks, how do you feel about people's getting inspiration from your characters and trying to incorporate some aspects into theirs?
That's that's kind of a tough one. I have had, I mean, okay, so now if people ask me, hey, can I use your fursuit as an inspiration? I'm going to just say no, because basically the last 5 times I've done that, I basically ended up with people trying to copy the suit's trait too much, but then it's like I don't blame them because I gave them the permission, and I feel awful when I have to go and talk to them about it. But I mean, at first I had this person a long time ago ask me like, hey, I used your suit as your style as an inspiration, and they came up with a magnificent design. I thought it was beautiful, it was really original, but they just tried to use like my own sort of like dark style. I thought it was great. So when I had other people coming up and saying, hey, can I use you as an inspiration, I'm like, yeah, go for it. But then I had people tracing my fursuit and then coloring it in. So I,
Lame.
I mean, I had that, I like exactly that. People would go take a picture of my suit and they would trace it and they'd like, how's this? And I'm like, okay, we need to talk about this. I hate dealing with it because if you know me, I am awful with arguments. I am terrible. I hate arguing with people. I don't want to say no and I don't want to make someone cry or get upset. So it's like I don't know how to deal with my problems when someone is, even if someone's totally carbon copying my suit, I'm just like, hey, can you not, even if I'm like flaming on the inside, like I can't bring myself to ever yell at anyone for that. But usually it's younger kids who they just don't know and they want to make something and you tell them and they go and they fix it. So yeah.
That's kind of the same thing I've run into.
Yeah, and it happens, it's people in this fandom freak out when they have lookalikes, but nothing's original. I mean, you always have to keep that in mind. You're gonna come across something that's gonna be similar, but I mean, then there's these points where it's the same thing. I mean, you just gotta take it slow and talk to people nicely about it.
Mm-hmm. And you're right when you say it's just kids. I mean, a lot of 9 times out of 10 when I have something a piece of artwork that's mine that's been traced or copied or whatever, it is like a high schooler who just got into the fandom and they're really super excited and really want to be a part of it. So they're gonna just jump in any means they can.
Yeah, and it's a shame, but most people they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't know. Let's cut the questions off last at Helioscoskin at the very bottom.
That's okay. That's the last one I have.
Is that the last one? The splatter monster.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Razzie asks, would you ever consider being part of a dance crew? If so, I have a proposition for you.
Oh. Yes and no. I'm always afraid. Like I don't want to say yes because I'm really bad to committing things or committing to things because I mean a lot of times I'm always busy and I don't want to be like that flake, but it just sometimes it just happens. And I mean I think it would be fun. I think it would be very fun, but I could never give a definite answer because I don't want to be that person to just back out and say, hey, I can't do this. So I don't know. I think it would be very interesting to be in a dance crew.
I'll be part of your dance crew. I mean, I can't really dance, but I'll do it anyways.
Yeah.
Robot. That's how I dance. Do 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 do.
Charizard asks, character development. How does you do it?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know whether I should answer like when I'm in the suit or making the suit, but I guess basically I just want to be a jerk when I'm in all my suits. That's why they're all angry. Although that doesn't really work out because I'd feel really bad if I did anything mean, so I kind of contradict myself. I don't know. I just kind of try to be that angry kid. Like all my suits I kind of consider teenagers. That's why I have dropped crotches, like low pants. Mm-hmm. So there's really angry and pubescent. So.
No. You gotta be happy.
No, you don't.
Too many smiley fursuits. There's gotta be a jerk in the lot somewhere.
It's true. It's so true.
I'm not sure if this question is going to be too complicated to answer, but I'm going to read it anyway. Nameless Noob asks, how do you make a dropped crotch digitigrade fursuit?
Yeah, I've been asked that so many times, and people overthink it too much. I honestly, there's no way I could just tell someone and they'd get it. It's something you just have to try. I mean, I'm so bad when it comes to explaining anything because my fursuits are different every single time. There is no specific pattern I use. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's basically just, you're just putting a web or, fur between one knee to the other. And that's really all I know I can say. It's just trial and error when it comes to dropped crotches. And once you get it, you're like, oh, this is pretty simple. But there's really no way for me to verbally explain how to do it.
Hmm. Let's see. Captain Hyperfox asked for a first-time fursuiter as well as a first-time fursuit dancer. How would you suggest moving around? Would you suggest trying to build up some muscle if that would help?
I think staying fit can be very important. But I mean,
Well, that sucks for me then.
especially if you're dancing, it's just
I'm out.
yeah. I don't know. A lot of people I don't think have to worry about that. If you fursuit a lot, and that's probably another good source of exercise. But I mean, if you're dancing, I do kind of recommend building up muscle, especially in your arms, because I have kind of really weak shoulders, and they can pop out of place easily, and my arms just get super tired if I'm using them a lot. But then again, if your arms start to get super tired, that probably means you're using your arms too much. But yeah, I mean, I recommend just be healthy. So when you get into a suit that easily gets above 100 degrees, you know how to take that on, and you can just do it more comfortably than being incredibly out of shape and then trying to go dance or something, and then you're having a heat stroke or a heart attack.
Yeah, listen to your bodies, people, especially in suit. And I know it's so easy to get distracted, just with all the fun that happens at meets and conventions. If you need to stop, then stop.
Yeah.
Real quick, Helios Skoskin, stop repeating your question. I'm going to ask it. Don't worry, I've already copied and pasted it.
I've got it too.
Okay, because I keep seeing it pop up the same question. I'm like, I want to be rude, but just stop.
Stop it.
Just stop it already.
Jeez.
Stop waving your banana. Stop waving your banana in my face.
Boop. Oh, whoops.
Whoops, got it.
Nom 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 nom. All right. Paradox Step asks, which head do you prefer ventilation site-wise?
Oh, anything but tear. Anything but tear. I mean, if he's talking about out of my three suits, probably Lamar and Bieber are the best. I don't know if Lamar is better than Bieber or not, but tear is awful. Ventilation wise, I mean, I've suffocated, being very close to suffocating in that suit, and I can't see worth beans. I mean, it's just terrible vision and everything. So yeah, just my other two suits. Anything but tear is good ventilation and sight.
Demifer asks, who/where do you suggest to go for a fursuit?
No, I guess that's just recommending people. I mean,
Sparky Can Do.
So I don't know. I don't know too much of Sparky Can Do. I have seen. Is it a girl or a guy?
I don't know. I honestly don't know half of the fursuiters if they're even guys or girls. I just kind of I call them she-males because I don't know.
Well, yeah, they're a good fursuit maker.
Yeah, the universal them or they.
That works too.
I love Phoenix Wolf's fursuits. I mean, I've worn Telephone, the most comfortable suit I've ever worn when it comes to ventilation. Skypro fursuits. I mean, she makes suits wonderfully. Gosh, I mean, I'm not too familiar around the block with very many fursuit makers, but when it comes to trying to choose a maker, go for what describes your fursuit best from their style. If there's a style that you like from someone, then that's what you go for. In fact, just a little thing, just a small rant. I know, because I know some fursuit makers are having a problem with this. When you go to buy a fursuit from a fursuit maker, you are buying their style, and you should understand that you're buying your fursuit in their style. And I know some people who are having problems with that because they're getting customers who are angry at, like, oh, well, I want it like this, like keep changing it. It's like, well, you can't do that. Like, it's gonna look worse, or it's not even gonna look like my own work. So just when you go to like shop for a fursuit maker, make sure you like their style and what they're gonna do with your character.
Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna slaughter this name. And Entranstamon?
Oh, hold on, wait. I want to see where's this name. I bet I can do it.
Entranstamon. I think I got it. Anyway, they say, Taylor, are you working on that suit of the American mink?
American. Oh no, that was just that was a commission, a reference sheet commission. That's not a commission that I'm actually making. That was just artwork for someone.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Emmy Fur says, how long did it take you to design your fursuit and who made it for you?
I make all my own suits, and every suit is different when it comes to the length of making them, whether it be like a really long night and a couple hours of just sketching it out and liking it, or like Lamar, where it just took over the course of a year of just every so often sort of thinking about it and be like, oh, that sounds cool, you know. Or like Taylor right now, I'm trying to put some serious thought into how I'm gonna make them. It's I don't know, it varies all the time for me. It's just whatever I feel happiest with.
Tashara asks, what is the inspiration for the Jacobras?
I was doodling.
What's a jacobraz?
The jacobras are.
Oh, jacobras.
Yeah,
Oh,
but it
okay.
doesn't. They're jackal and chupacabras.
Jacobraz.
Jacobras.
Yeah, it was just a doodle that I was originally trying to make a persona for my boyfriend at the time, and then I wanted to be. Basically, those 3 suits were payment for an entire con, so so I just ended up multiplying, instead of it being 1 suit, into 3, and that's kind of where it came from. And Tim, Mason, and Taylor, Mason and Taylor are my good friends, and they're Tim's best friends, so I just thought, they're always together, so then there needs to be 3 of them, so that's where it came from.
Okay. Sounds like a vacuum over there.
It's the cleaning ladies in the background.
Tell them, no, you don't need anything.
No.
Let's see. Helios Koken says, a splatter monster asks, when are you going to do your guys' dance off?
Dance off.
Is Splatter Monster like a dancer?
I have no idea.
Let's find out.
I feel, well, I think so. I don't know if she asked me I feel awful because I've had so many people ask me to do dance offs. I have lost track of all of them. I'm not able to make any of them, or to make any dance offs. Because I know who Splatter Monster is. I think she's a local. I'm not so sure, but Splatter, if I was supposed to give you a dance off, I'm so sorry, but it's probably not going to happen, or at least not anytime soon, because I don't have the chance. I don't have any of my fursuits with me, and I just don't have any camera. I just can't make any videos, and it's driving me crazy. So
the last question I have on the list.
Alrighty. Dun dun dun.
Sky Monochrome asks, what should people do when they are making their first fursuit? What should they start out with making?
Well, I really don't know. I mean, whatever, it's all of what you want. I mean, there is no good starter kit. It's, you have an idea and you run with it. And again, it's just all trial and error. I mean, fursuit making is just solid trial and error, just trying to figure things out. I mean, try to go online and watch as many fursuit videos as you can, or on tutorials on making them, but yeah, I mean, there's really no best way to start or best animal to start with. Just take the idea that you like and just try to make it.
That's impossible. Sorry, no. Because I'm scrolling down, I'm trying to see if there's any questions on Twitter, and as I'm scrolling down, there is a Flappy Bird score of 104. That is impossible. I'm sorry, that is not possible. The farthest I've ever gotten is 4. So annoying. Well, I think that's all the questions. If we did not get to all of your questions, we do apologize. You're more than welcome to post your questions on Facebook or on FA or on Twitter, and then we'll try to get them answered to you as quick as we can. But we only have so much time that we can have questions asked during our show, so we apologize.
Early.
Yeah, we even started early on them, and then because I knew there'd be so many. But we do appreciate you guys watching. You know, Taylor, we appreciate you coming onto the show with us this evening.
Yeah.
Next week's show, we're still working it out, but hopefully we're going to do a game night, which means we'll either play like Left 4 Dead or Borderlands 2, maybe Minecraft.
Oh my goodness, how much fun would it be? Now, I'm not saying I'm not a very good Left 4 Dead player, but I do have more experience than you. I think it would be great having everybody watch you play it for the first time.
I haven't played it yet. I've gone into the menu, but I haven't actually like sat down and played the game. So maybe I'll just wait to play it.
And then we can take votes to see how many times you die in your first match.
So, also, I'm just gonna throw this out there. If we do decide to play Left 4 Dead, a game like that, friend one of me or Punya on Steam, and then we'll see about adding you to the game, because I think it's the more the merrier. May not be on Skype, you won't be on our call, but you'll be in the game playing with us. It's always fun to have more people play. So,
I put my Steam name in the chat for you guys.
I don't know what my Steam name is. I think it's
something about a Jedi.
Yeah, Jedi Knight Sparks. Oh, of course, it's got to update too. Gosh, every time I open it, gotta update Steam. Looks like it's Space Dog Sparks. Try all these names. Try every single one of them. This one. Try this one.
I know for sure it's the Jedi one.
Jedi Knight. Try this
That's
one.
what I see it as.
Or this one. Or this one. I'm not quite sure which one it is. Dun dun dun.
Well, why don't you just look?
We should play Kerbal Space Program and try to build a rocket ship that does not lift or leave Earth. Have you ever played that game? Kerbal Space Program. You try to build a rocket and you try to like launch it off of Earth, and then you have to land it onto a moon, and you have to keep all your crew alive. It's quite a fun game to play. It's a nerd's paradise. But all right, okay. So find us on Steam and send the requests, or put your Steam name on Facebook, post it. In fact, you know, I'll go right now. After we end the show, I'll go ask on Facebook what your Steam name is, and we'll go ahead and add you, and then we'll let you know what game we're going to play next week. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you next Tuesday night at 8 p.m.
Good night.
Woo.